Hi guys, it's Elise and Sam from CoasterCastle. Thought we'd jump on and do a little video. I think first video we filmed this year?
Yes, it is.
So first video we filmed this year and thought we'll jump on, do a little video. Mostly to talk about our trip that we had at the weekend. So this weekend we went over to York for our second visit. I think we've done a few attractions there a few years ago. But first time checking out some new attractions and returning to a couple of the old favourites that we've been to as well. But a few new ones for you as well, right?
Yeah, first time doing the York Dungeon, which was quite amusing.
That was good fun, but we'll talk about that one when we get to it in the list of things. So we went up to York and we went up with some of our friends again. So we went up with Matt, who's Mathletics on here. We'll put some links down here somewhere in the editing. And then we also went with Coasting and Kindness, our friend Kelly. And yeah, we went up there to check out a few various attractions, including one that's a little bit new for 2025. It opened on the Friday actually, and then we went on the Saturday, so completely fresh off the press kind of thing. So should we talk about that one
first? Let's talk about that one first.
Okay, yeah, so that one is the Puzzling World of Professor Kettlestring, or just Professor Kettlestring, as I think we started referring to it because it's quite long now. But this attraction has just opened, and it's not too far away from the other attractions in the area, so it's really quite ideal if you are looking at doing a day in York. There are a lot of attractions that are very much in very quick walking distance from each other. Like, how far away would you say it is from the other ones that we've done?
I would say from the Kettle one to Dungeons was about a 15-minute walk, but then from Kettle to Holding the Wand and Jorvik, say, about 10 minutes.
Yeah, so they're all like really quite close together, and that's probably one of the things I really like about York, because it's all together in one place, quite easy to walk through and walk between. So that was always a nice surprise, because when we were first looking, we were there going, where is it? How far away is it? Is it going to be far? We didn't really know. So that was quite a nice relief. But onto the actual attraction itself. So the world of Professor Kettlestring is a sort of optical illusion, immersive experience, which really takes you into the world of imagination, essentially, where you can see different illusions and get up close and personal with hands-on exhibits as well. So some of the exhibits you can touch and like interact with, some of them on walls that you'd look at and work out sort of visual optical illusions like that. And then there are some of them, the main parts of the attraction, as I'd say, which you can actually get yourself involved in those illusions, very hands-on, and very much put yourself in those situations, really, to make photos that will confuse you and your friends. Definitely got a few of those, didn't we?
Oh, we did, yes.
So, but yeah, I think first off, what did you think of it?
To be honest, as an attraction with 6 to 7 rooms, a main corridor that they've utilised to throw more of these illusions into, it was well presented. It was very tidy. I know it's like opening weekend, but very tidy. Nothing was damaged. It was all fresh paint, lovely. I won't talk about what was in there because I believe you guys should get to experience it without us spoiling it. But there is only one that I will spoil because it was great fun. You've got this dinner table, 2 holes where you can have your heads come out, and then you can have like 4 people stood around it having dinner almost, and get a lovely shot of two heads looking shocked, like, oh dear. Lovely, brilliant. The staff included, they were polite, patient. They were just there to have a laugh with you. Like, yeah, I'd say give it a shot. If you're in the area, it's definitely worth having a look at it. Elise?
Yeah, I mean, like Sam said there, it's just, they've utilised the space really well for what they've got. It's not the biggest venue in the world for an attraction, but they do utilise that space very well. And that's something that a lot of attractions in York seem to do. You know, Hole in the Wand, again, hasn't got the biggest venue in York, because a lot of these are like, you know, shop units and stuff. But the space they've got, they use quite well. There's almost something everywhere you look to look at and interact with. It wasn't particularly busy when we went. I mean, it was quite popular, but it didn't feel busy. Like, there was a lot of people in there, but it didn't feel like it was a problem for us. You know, they recommend that you take no longer than up to 5 minutes per section if you are on a busy time. Obviously, if there's no one waiting, then spend a bit more time. but they do actually make it quite easy for you to get around. Very helpful staff on hand, because there's a few times where even though things are written down and explained, you'll still look at it and go, I don't get it, or you may get confused, but that's where the staff are on hand to help you out. And they're also available to help take photos for you, which is always quite nice, especially if you're traveling by yourself, for example. We would recommend that this is an attraction you visit with other people. I think they say recommended up to a group of 6 on their website already. But we do recommend that you visit the attraction with someone else, just because certain illusions won't work if it's just you. And it is a lot more fun if you go with other people. I mean, we really found it quite entertaining, you know, having someone do the illusion and then us in the corner laughing at them because they look quite silly. But it's one of those attractions that I think will work for all ages. I'd say maybe not for the really, really small children, but for children that are sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? Maybe not for toddlers, but for like these sort of children getting into that age where they quite enjoy interactive hands-on things, or if they quite enjoy taking funny photos and stuff, then I'd say this would probably be a good attraction for that kind of range upwards. There's no maximum age limit that I'd recommend. I think anyone could enjoy this attraction. You know, it's really quite enjoyable. You can get some great photos. It's just a great thing to do. Definitely also a great recommended wet weather attraction.
Oh, yes.
Because obviously, as we know, UK weather, not always the greatest. So it's one of those attractions that I would recommend as a rainy day attraction as well. And again, the staff, absolutely brilliant. I know the guy at the beginning when we went in, he had a bit of a storytelling element to it almost.
Yes, he did.
I thought that was great, and that's something that I'd love to see more of in the attraction as it develops and progresses. Because one of these things I think this attraction does have is I think it has potential. It has a lot of potential to develop, expand, definitely expand. So the building that they're in, I think there's like an accommodation block on top of it, I'm not too sure. But I'd love to see this attraction expand and grow somehow in the venue, because it's got potential to really be changed up continuously and develop and evolve. And that's something I'd love to see it do, really. And then obviously at the end they do have a gift shop. So you can buy in there a range of different illusion-based, magic-based, scientific goodies and other different bits. There's some pretty fun stuff in there, quite hands-on stuff to play with and enjoy. Obviously, as it's opening weekend, they haven't got a full line of personalised merchandise for the attraction yet, but this is something we'd love to see them do. I think I was talking to Matt, he'd love to see some pin badges, because the logo they've got would be really cool as a pin badge. Like, I'd love that as a pin badge or something, it's really quite cool. But they've got a nice little selection of different illusion and mind-bending things that'll keep you occupied even after your visit to the attraction, so that's always quite good to see. They do also offer a couples ticket like the hole-in-one attractions do, where you pay one price for the entry of 2 people and then you get shop credit to spend in the shop afterwards. So I personally think it's a great deal if you're going with a mate, if you're going with a partner. You know, I recommend that because we've done it a few times and think it's quite a good deal, don't we?
We have, yes.
So that's what's good. They also do have their own photography stuff, so some areas have photos set up which will take the perfect angle of an illusion for you, and there's also a green screen style photo as you go in. So these are available to purchase as an extra if you would like them to be purchased as a printout, digital, and I believe keychains and magnets and other bits.
They had odds and ends.
But there's all those little bits available as well. So, but yeah, as an attraction, it's really quite inventive, it's quite fun. It kind of reminds me of like the old science museum that used to be in the Weymouth Brewers Quay that I really quite enjoyed. There was a lot of optical sort of stuff there and sciencey things. This is quite hands-on optical illusion, I'd say. But yeah, I personally really recommend it. I think you do too.
Yeah, definitely recommend it. Definitely worth a visit.
Yeah, definitely go and check that one out if you are interested. All the information you'll need to find out about your visit will be on the website, which again we'll put down in the description below. So after our visit to Professor Kettlestring, we then headed over to the Shambles for a bit. Had a little bit of a walk up and down there. One of the things that we keep saying we're going to do and haven't quite got around to yet is the Ghost Merchants.
No, we haven't done it.
Haven't got around to it yet. Obviously, Ghost Merchants, it is a very, very popular shop that sells these adorable little handmade ghosts of various designs and colour schemes. It does get busy, so if you are planning on visiting, check it out earlier or be prepared to have a queue. I think we got there around in the morning and we've already queuing about half an hour beforehand.
Yes.
So definitely one of those things that if you are going to check it out, be aware there can be a queue and be prepared to queue. But it looks like fun, and hopefully we will get to go there at some point. And if we do, we might make another video, because I'd like to make a video about that. I do like my ghosts and would like a little collection of ghosts. So that'll be something we'd like to check out. But after that, we headed over to the York Dungeon. So this one, obviously Merlin annual pass holders, so we went to check that one out. We've done a few dungeons before. I know you've done London.
I did London when I was a young lad, and then we've done Blackpool 2 years ago, and we've done York finally this year after going up to York and just missing it.
Yeah, so I've done Warwick dungeons, Blackpool dungeons, and I did do a previous visit to York before. But it was really good to sort of get back up there and check out York dungeons properly and take you along with me as well.
Yes.
Because I was so excited to see your reaction to certain scenes. So what did you think?
To be honest, as a dungeon goes, it has only just got above Blackpool for me, but it was still very enjoyable. From the projector heads telling a story to the actors absolutely giving us a whale of a good time. Torturer, my man, up there, mate. You are great. To the young lady playing the plague doctor, she did flipping well. Good job to her.
She was just kind of staring you out a lot like this.
Yeah, but to be honest, that was giving a creep level to set people off.
She was very good at that, though.
So by doing that kind of intimidation tactic, it puts people on edge because you don't know how the scare is going to go.
It's true.
Are they going to come for you, or are they just going to leave you alone and go off? Where she would then do something within the scene and it would hit perfect. No problems. Yeah, do it again. And then we had Guy Fawkes retelling his story as a severed head. Yeah, and it was quite comical.
I do like that scene. It's quite entertaining.
Love it.
But yeah,
So, yes.
with York Dungeon, it has I'd say it's one of the ones that's got more unique scenes than any other dungeons. Obviously, it does have those key scenes like the Plague Doctor and Torturer. You know, pretty much every dungeon has those scenes. But like you've just said there, the actors were on form across the entire dungeon, and those two really brought those scenes alive. They also have a few of the more unique sequences. So unique to York, they've got the a section about Vikings, which is really quite enjoyable, quite interactive actually, and relies quite heavily on guest interaction. And they've also got a sort of Dick Turpin scene at the end, which is probably one of the best dungeon finales I've ever seen. It really brings the dungeons to a close, and it has more of a climactic feel to it. But honestly, it is my favourite dungeon. I think I said it to you last night. It is my favourite one. And that isn't just because I seem to always get picked on whenever I go to York Dungeon, but I do get picked on every time I go to York Dungeon. So first time I visited, I got picked on in the Plague Doctor's room and was immediately put in the chair. So that was fun. And this time I got even less lucky. In the first sequence with the sort of the pre-telling to the Viking section, I got picked on immediately there. Unfortunately, it was my fault that we'd all been led to this sanctuary, and it was my fault that the bell happened to signal the Vikings. So that was a good start.
Can't take her anywhere.
Take me anywhere. And then when we got to the Dick Turpin scene, it was my job to look after the sceptre in the carriage, and that didn't go as well as it could have done. But honestly, that actor in there was so funny. I mean, they were all absolutely funny, but I think that one scene was just probably my favourite scene, just the way that he just kept appearing from different places in the carriage, and the way he was like reacting and stuff. So that was really quite entertaining. But again, I know Matt and Kelly have said this as well. One of our highlights, honestly, was the executioner. It was so funny. The energy that this performer was bringing was incredible. I mean, everyone was bringing amazing energy anyway, but he was so natural with what he was doing. It was just really funny. That's such a entertainingly joyous part of the show, considering.
It is, and I'm pretty sure you'd have to hear it from him. I'm here all day.
Goodness me. But yeah, York Dungeon, really, really enjoyable as always. Very strong run through, some great performers. and one that we always love going to do. We always love doing the Dungeons attraction. Hoping this year that we'll see some of the ones we haven't done. I mean, I've yet to do London Dungeon, which is crazy because that's the main one apparently. So we'll go and check that one out as well at some point.
We'll take you there.
But always great fun there. And again, new merchandise this year, which was even better. So we found a new resin that you picked up immediately.
Yeah, Don't Stop Me Now.
Yeah, there's
Beautiful Plague Doctor, about yay high.
Quite good. So we've got those. And we've got some pictures as well, which we'll share over here. I mean, I think Sam's just going through. Yep, there he is.
Yeah, there he is.
There's one of the other ones. Got a new Dungeon Spare for this year with his heart in his chest kind of thing. Very, very soft. They've also got a miniature version of him available as well, like a little keychain version. So, really quite cute, and I really like them. So, he can sit here now, I guess. But yeah, York Dungeon, brilliant as always, and one we'll be going back to soon, hopefully. So after our visit to the dungeons, we then went over to another attraction that both of us have done before and really enjoy, Jorvik Viking Centre. Now, I believe Matt and Kelly said they hadn't been here since the 80s,
Yes.
give or take. Matt saying, what was that thing that Matt was talking about as well?
Matt was speaking to one of the gentlemen where he had stated that he had done version 1 of the ride when it was tracked.
Yeah, I believe he said minecart style track ride. From what we've been told, this is version 4 of the ride that they're currently on. So there's been a lot of changes over the years, and I heard that they'd toned down the smell pods. So anyone who has visited before, please let us know if that's correct. Apparently they toned them down because people were saying it was a bit unpleasant. But it's historical, so, you know, it's going to be unpleasant really. But most of Jorvik is a dark ride. They've got a sort of exhibition section before and after, but the main part of the attraction is a big suspended dark ride. And it's quite a good one. It takes you through a Viking village and it will give you all the information about the way of living in the Viking village and how it was to be a Viking in the time that this village would have been around. It's quite a long ride as well. It goes on for quite a while. But it takes you up and down, back and forth, just taking you through this village. And you do have a sort of video guide tour on the way with a man telling you all kinds of things about the tour as you're going around. It's very, very knowledgeable, isn't it? It's
yes.
Quite insightful. Based a lot of it on finds in the area, and I believe they said there's 2 animatronics in there with fully reconstructed.
Yeah, there was.
designs.
It's the one by the fisherman gutting their fish, and then the other one is over towards the little mini market they've got going on.
Yeah, the woman trying to cross the road, I believe.
Yes.
So they're really cool. The animatronics in there are great, and it does have a lot of immersive history in there as well to show you and to enjoy really. It's also a very nice sit down. Do like a nice sit down.
Again, it's another one for if it's raining outside, it's a nice attraction to go book into.
I said that York is basically a very good rainy day city in general, really, because there's a lot of rainy day attractions. You know, you've got your dungeons, you've got Professor Kettlestring, you've got the Hole in Wand, you've got York, Jorvik. There's a lot of different ones, and we've also got plenty of museums that we haven't had much chance to get round to yet, but they are on our list. A lot of them at the moment are closed or partly closed due to conservation, restoration, repair works, taking down the Christmas theming. But that's something actually that Jorvik haven't done just yet. So Jorvik at the moment is doing a winter adventure, which is a Christmassy, wintry overlay of the entire ride. So they've got snow and ice everywhere, and it kind of gives the atmosphere a bit of a different sort of feel to it, really.
It does.
And I thought it was quite pretty, so it was really quite nice. Obviously, it's not all about the dark ride at Jorvik, but for us, that is our main draw for going. We really enjoy it, and we think it's like a really cool way of doing a museum experience without having to spend ages walking through multiple galleries and getting lost on if you've been through a door before or not. But they do have other things, so they have talks that happen in the main gallery section, and they also have the opportunity to strike your very own Viking coin. So I know Kelly got a coin done by this, and it's a really cool experience. It is an additional charge, but you do get a souvenir coin to take home with you. I believe it's only up £2.
It's £2, yeah, and you also get the guide tell you the history behind the money and other bits in the museum. So like his die is copied off a die that they found on the dig site, which is part of the museum itself.
But then they made it a safer, modern day alternative. I know Kelly was saying about how in the 80s and stuff, to let the kids do it themselves. So you can imagine kids with big mallets smacking away at metal was probably not the greatest thing in health and safety terms. So nowadays it is done by the professional coin maker, coinsmith, money maker. Yeah. I don't know what the title is for this kind of thing.
Call him a minceman.
Yeah, I prefer coin money maker. I think that's a good one.
Yeah.
So they do it for you, but they do have so much information and knowledge about that for you, which is quite good. And generally it's a really nice souvenir to take home as well. I know they do also sell them upstairs. I know it's in the gift shop. So if you did miss your chance downstairs and don't want to go back downstairs, you can also get one upstairs. Because I noticed they were in the thing as well.
Yeah, they did some on keychains as well.
Yeah, there's keychain versions, there's other versions. There's some really nice winter merchandise as well. So they had like a snow globe style Jorvik on the jumper, which I thought was absolutely adorable. Didn't get it though, because I have too many jumpers at the moment, but it was very cute. Did manage to pick up a few more patches and pin badges though, so always good. We like collecting stuff like that, so. But yeah, those are basically the 3 things that we did when we were up in York. There are still things that we would like to go up to, have a look at again, do again, and some things that we just completely haven't got around to yet. So obviously a few of those museums, I know there's like 3 or 4 just by the castle in York, so I've got to go and do those. We want to take Matt and Kelly to go and check out Hole in One at some point, because I feel like they'll quite enjoy that. Or I will be terrible and show myself up at how bad I am at mini golf in front of them, one of the two. There's other things as well, obviously in the shambles, and trying to get back to places like York Chocolate Story, because that was really quite enjoyable when we did it.
It was.
So we didn't know what to expect with that one, but we did quite enjoy it. There are things there that I think Cadbury World should consider implementing, because I think York Chocolate Story does certain things better, but they are 2 different attractions. But speaking of, we are heading back there again at some point, as they've just reopened the majority of the stuff that had to close for the building works and construction updates. So we'll go and check that out as well and update on that when we get there. But yeah, as far as York's concerned, we had a really great day. We always enjoy being there. There's a lot to see, a lot to do. There's always something going on in York, I find. There was like a carousel out still for the Christmas event, which was still going around, which is quite nice. There's always something going on up there, and it's generally a really beautiful city to go and visit as well. So definitely one that we're going to go back and visit. But you know, is there anything that you do in York that you would recommend us going to check out that we haven't mentioned or maybe considering? Let us know your recommendations in the comments below, and you never know, we might go and check those out as well. So I mean, we're always looking for new things to visit, so we'll go and see what's going on. But for now, if you have enjoyed this video, please consider dropping us a like, subscribe if you haven't done so already, because we have so much stuff coming this year, from more ride POVs through to travelling to new places, visits to old places, events and all kind of other fun stuff. So if you are interested in seeing more of us and what we get up to, then please consider dropping a subscribe. But for now, from me and Sam, we'll see you next time. So thanks for watching. Bye bye.
Bye bye.